Another follow-up from Tuesday's show. Remember this video that Alex Saldana sent us of the start, where the starting cannon or gun off the committee boat hit the skipper on the side of the head? Well, we, as usual, have got Fozy, our men in the field and women, who know what the hell's going on, and we have gotten to the bottom of this original video from Fozy Alex Saldana of Brazil. Look at how high quality, high res. This is a GoPro under the gooseneck. And you see in this shot, you know who that is standing up? That is Andrew Palfrey, aka Dog, and he is coaching the team. So they're coming into the start. The cannon goes off, hits the skipper, and luckily Andrew stood up, or he would have gotten the second shot. He runs forward, grabs a stick from the main trimmer, whoever the guy is there standing next to him, and luckily they all live to talk about it. That's that's Alex's video. But it's just unbelievable that the skipper was not more seriously injured. He got we had from our Fozy the full report. We know the name of the club, and I can tell you that today there's an inquiry going on. There's an inquiry into that whole incident.
Really?
Or so one hears reliably, because this was the Tattinger Regatta at the Royal Solent Yacht Club on last Saturday, where the race committee managed to shoot my friend. This is our Fozy's friend. I'll tell you in a minute who the Fozy was, and he didn't want me to name the victim, on a Cape 31 Gallivanter. We were just in front because the Fozy on his yacht, were OCS. They were over on course side. They were premature starters, we used to say. Yeah.
These are our highlights in the global sport of sailing in the past 7 days. This is the scariest footage we have seen in our 13 years at the World on Water. Featured on Sailing Illustrated last week, it clearly shows how close it was to being a life-ending moment for the skipper of a yacht on the starting line, as the starting alert device was pointed along the line at the boats, not in the air away from the action. We can report that the skipper is okay. The Chicago to Mackinac freshwater race was on last week and over 240 boats started. The first to finish just before midnight Chicago time, on Sunday, July 18th, was Eagle 1, with Timothy LaRiviere of Grosse, Pointe, Michigan, at the helm. In the Transpac, the finish was a close one, with Roy Disney's Volvo 70 Pie-wacket cresting the line first after roaring past the whole fleet. They set a new daily distance record of 506.4 miles, at an average of 21.1 knots of speed in the process. The Class 40 division in the coming Rolex Fastnet race has seen a big increase in starters. The race starts on Sunday the 8th of August, and this year it finishes in Cherbourg, France. It's Olympics time again, and UK Sailing's Ian Walker is in Tokyo, and after his report we have World Sailing's class standings in the sailing action on days 1 to 4. Last week we saw British round the world solo sailor Pip Hare install the foils on her new medallia-sponsored IMOCA 60 yacht, and this week she launches it and steps its mast. To finish this week's show we have day 5 of the Aegean Rhodos Cup, where on the last racing day, the weather was a tailwind and not very strong. Now to the Chicago to Mackinac.
On the 17th day of the 7th month in 2021, almost 240 boats started in front of the Chicago Yacht Club for what would be one of the most memorable races for over 2,000 participants. Shore crew, family, and friends turned to their race trackers to follow the progression of the fleet up Lake Michigan toward the Manitou, Fox, Beaver, and Hog Islands. While they all waited with bated breath, onlookers enjoyed all of the treasures the island has to offer, which must include bikes or horses, because there are no powered vehicles allowed on the roads here. The Mackinac Island Yacht Club and other hosts welcome the numerous race committee members, volunteers, and regatta officials to a celebration at the Grand Hotel. Appetizers, dinner, music, and their Sunday best were enjoyed on the world's largest porch, with eyes squinting, looking out to the very same horizon where loved ones would hopefully appear sooner rather than later amongst the coming days.
We've supported the Mac race for years with our club being across the street from the marina. It's just an excellent location, and we support sailing. It's one of our big objectives that we promote sailing in the Great Lakes, and Chicago is excellent for us. We're proud to be part of this whole thing.
Yellow Brick tracking revealed that Eagle 1, an Andrews 65 belonging to Timothy LaRiviere, had not only overtaken Whitehawk, but was doing what few have done before, leaving the Manitou Islands to their east in their search for breeze in this light air Mac. In the cover of darkness, the race fans lined the beach and watched race committee test their equipment and start their recorders to ring up line honors.
What's great about this is that it's a whole team effort. So we will be monitoring the boats as they're coming through the finish area with the laptop using Yellow Brick. But then we do have other options to use, which whether it's a night scope or telescopes to be looking at the boats. I'll watch for the leading edge of the lighthouse, call out the number. When I say mark, that then tells the team inside what the finish time should be. 35005. Mark.
Eagle 1 finished just after midnight on the 19th, which meant they spent 2 days, 8 hours, 47 minutes, and 7 seconds on the racecourse.
Our group is from Detroit, Michigan, mostly Grosse Pointe. We're happy to be here. It was a great run. The best results we could have ever imagined. Greg was strong enough in his will to tell us to go on the outside, and we knew that's where the better air was, so we stayed outside. And then just after we got beyond the Fox Islands, we got a wind direction change, and it stiffened up at the breeze a bit, and then we went for to go inside Beaver Island. And then it was just a rocket ship from there on. It was actually the best ride we've ever had.
This is a race that has a lot of different angles to it. The first few days are on the wind, so you're not going all that fast. Then you get into this great reach. That's where the 24-hour records usually get set, and then it's tactical downwind to the finish. We happen to be in a position where we could go straight for 24 hours. And a dear friend of mine, Stan Honey, used to own that record. So we thought, why not? Why not? We're not going to win overall, so why not go for that one? And things worked out. We averaged 21.1 knots, I think, for 24 hours. And it was pretty special.
Well, Comanche is 100 feet long, and compared to a 70-foot long Pie-wacket. So 70 feet, much slower. Comanche 100 feet, much faster. So for us to break their record is a spectacular achievement, of which we're very proud. But we had the opportunity, because of the setup of the high, to actually go downwind really fast. And so I talked to Gary and Benny and the guys, and they all bought into the fact that, yeah, it'd be fun to do that as well as finish first in the Transpac race. And so we didn't know if it was going to be possible. It was close. And it was one of those things where, as it was transpiring, I would look at it every hour or so and say, well, we need to average this speed for the next 3 hours or 4 hours in order to do it. And we squeaked by and made it over 500 miles, which is that's a milestone for these boats.
So I did my first Transpac in 1975, and I haven't stopped since. So this will be number 25. Really 24 and a half if we want to be technical, because I didn't make it last time. We saved some people who were sinking on a boat. I'm fortunate that I sail with a group of very, very close friends who are family to me. This is my family. And you'd be surprised when push gets to shove, you find out who people really are. Well, I want to be with these people. And so it's an extra joy to do it well and do it with this group of friends. But there's just an allure. Like already I'm standing here thinking about what to do better for the next race. So, and we just stepped on the dot. That's what this race does to you. Hi, my name is Ian Walker and I'm one of the founding trustees of the John Merrick Sailing Trust. I'm also fortunate enough, as you can see, to be out at the Olympic Games in Enoshima, and behind me you can see some of the boats heading out to the start line. I really wanted to just say best of luck to the winners of the Ian Atkins Award presented by the John Merrick Sailing Trust. That goes to Charlie and Annabelle and Dylan and Jared, who will be competing in the SB20 class at Cowes Week. The award is all about trying to help young people transition from dinghies into keelboats. I remember doing that myself, and Cowes played a really important role in that. I used to go to Cowes Week every year. I think my first year was volunteering and putting my name up and managing to get a ride with the Metropolitan Police on a Contessa 32. I remember sailing a Swallow for a number of years with members of Itchenor Sailing Club. Fortunate enough to be lent a boat in Class 4 in my university time, and then in more recent years I was lucky enough to be sailing in Class 1 in the beautiful TP52 patches. So, Cowes is a fantastic opportunity for any young sailor to get some experience on a keelboat, whichever fleet you're in. Some of the best racing is in the inshore classes, where you spend your time dodging the tide and you really learn lots of tips and tricks and when to prioritise the tide over the wind and how to manage your position relative to all the other fleets. If I was to give you some advice for this year, it's probably all changed since I did it in a boat like the SB20, but I remember back in the day it was really important to make sure you knew the course, that you were organised with your tidal calculations, you knew exactly how far into the shore you could go, because the tide is very often king. So look, I hope the weather holds true. I know you've had some great weather back in the UK. Hope you get some good breezes. I love Cowes Week. The SB20 is a fantastic boat, and I really wish you the very best of luck for the racing.
After a month of being in the shed and what kind of feels like slow progress, it's amazing how quickly the boat just comes together when we're out. So we've just fitted the foils. We brought them out of the shed and actually offered them up by hand. We've got Ollie inside the boat who's connecting the systems that will pull the foils in and out from the cockpit, and we kind of just found the way in through the outer bearing and the inner bearing, and there we go, foils fitted. So I'm getting to know every part of the boat while it's out of the water, and some new bits to me. So in here we are looking at the keel ram. So I'm just going to stand up and I'm right inside where the head of the keel comes up in the boat. And this here is the hydraulic keel ram. So this is what's going to be moving my keel from side to side. And I'm just dry fitting this gaiter on it to stop the water coming in. And then over on this side, this is kind of like my safety ram. So if the hydraulic mechanism breaks, then this ram here allows me to lock the keel into a central position. The day's finally arrived. Crane in place, boat ready to go. Let's get this boat in the water. I've moved a long way away so you can kind of see the whole setup from afar. So the interesting thing is that we're picking the boat up from the deck. We're using the backstay attachments and the forestay attachments to take the load of the boat. It's really nerve-wracking to watch. And actually at this stage the best thing I can do is just stay out of the way and let Joff do his job, because the last thing he needs is me breathing down his neck. And while we're preparing to lift the boat, we've got the mast down from the other shed, so that's all dressed and ready to go, and pretty much as soon as the boat's in the water we will go straight on to stepping the mast. tense bit's over. We're about to see Medaglia get wet for the first time. Look at that. What a moment. Now the mast is being lowered onto the boat, and the two bits that you can see attached to the mast there, they're the deck spreaders. So for those of you who are familiar with deck spreaders, this mast is a rotating mast, and in order to be able to rotate the mast but maintain the lateral support to the mast, we've got spreaders at deck level which reach out far beyond the beam of the boat, which give us the angle that we need to support the mast, and having that greater angle means that the mast can rotate and still maintain that lateral tension.
Yeah, the experience that we've had during the Rodos Cup 2021 has been incredible. The organizers have done a really great job considering the situation that we have with the COVID. Everything's been organized for us on every island, and the fact that we can go from island to island and have a chance to see the island, and we've even rented out quads and scooters, and the people are wonderful here, hospitable, they're happy to see us, so it's been an all-around wonderful experience.
I have a lot of emotion. Thank you very much for my team, because in the cap, the main man who helped achieve this result. Thank you very much for all organization. Very good weather, very good country, very good sea. Thank you for all.
Good weather, good condition, yeah. Just difficult, and sometimes was difficult, yes, because of the wind change, yeah, between the island, yes, and but was interesting, really.
You in the 25th edition of Rodos Cup in 2022.